Hello and welcome. That's right. That's right. Brand new merch, baby. Brand new merch. I had to wait. I had to wait for the entrance. I had to wait for the drop. Welcome, and welcome back to Hellstormwargaming. The king has returned. He went to an event and didn't do shit. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hope you're all doing well. We've got lots to talk about tonight. The Manchester GT was this weekend and I attended with a whole bunch of the Hellstorm community, which is very, very cool, very sick, very fun. And you might notice I'm wearing the new t-shirt. As you can see, I'm now on the Hellstorm B team because I'm not good enough to be on the A team of my own channel. And as you can see, 116, my new number of how I did at the World Championships, where I only got 1 win and 6 losses. And it's me pointing. As you can, I can't see it, it's on my back, okay? As you can see, there I am pointing to the 1 win. Let's go, baby! Brand new merch will be coming to Raven.gg very, very soon. So welcome to Hellstormwargaming. I hope you're all doing good. Thanks so much for tuning in. We got lots to talk about. We're going to be talking about my time in the Manchester GT. We're going to be talking about some interesting things that happened there. Have a little chat about it. I won't lie, chat. I've got like a really bad flu. I said on Wednesday I probably wasn't going to go to the event. Everyone convinced me to go, and now I feel like more ass. So I'm going to be coughing a lot. I do apologize. But welcome. Welcome. No, it's not a date. It's not a date. Don't be silly. Shit, we've got the same shirt. One of us will have to change. I know, mate. I know. What a terrible time. But anyway, if you want to join the Hellstorm B team, become a member by gifting join. By clicking join. Lads, it's going to be a rough one, okay? I'm going to be doing my best. It's probably going to be a rough one tonight. But if you want to become a part of the B team, the boys team, then click join. And if you're already a member, let someone else become a member by gifting a membership to someone else. Let them join the Hellstorm community and type exclamation point Discord in chat. How's that sound? How's that? So let me say hello to everyone who is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Let me start from the top. Which super major do you attend, Jamal? I'm not going to answer that. You were there. We stayed in the same house. Who else have we got? Big C, the dodgeball event. How you doing, Big C? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. He's early. I was not early. I literally showered like 4 minutes ago. I've had a rough day today. Love these shoes while I paint. Welcome, Captain America, also known as Steve Rogers. How you doing well, bud? Hola from Mexico, currently looking for corn red paint. Lads, did you see the video I released on Friday? The chances are unlikely because it's got fucking trash views and I'm going to have to change the thumbnail and hope for the best. But the video I did with Elliot on Friday is very, very good. I'd highly recommend it. I'd highly recommend it. It was very, very fun. Where I took a crude painting guide and ran it through Google Translate before following it to the letter. It was very much like a Kay's cooking video, but with painted. It was very good. It was very, very good. If you have seen it, I hope you enjoyed it. I just burnt my fingers dipping a ginger nut in my tears. I thought it was on time for a second. I was on time. I don't know how it went for Mikey. How big will his ego have inflated? I went positive. Which is the main thing, right? I went positive. That was the one. Also, no Sylvester Crystal yet. I'm disappointed. No, none of that. Also, great team pick. Yeah, thanks, Dave, for taking the picture, dude. Active camo. Oh, you played house rules and intended instead of as written. I know, right? Imagine playing the rules as they're written down. 200% polyester. You know what? I've got like multiple of these styles of shirts. This one is hype. This one's really nice. Like, I've always got the Grand Alliance Friendship one, which I used to wear all the time. This one's really nice quality. Now, it did take 4 weeks to arrive, but it's really nice quality, I would say. And I designed it, so it's pretty fucking hype. Pretty hype, to be honest. Did you cheat this time? Not this time. I tried to, but you know. Since I did better than you, should I change my shirt so it says 18? Well, you have to get an interview from the guys in charge. B for badass. B for boys, mate. Get the likes up. Yeah, we've got 117 viewers and 23 likes. Let's get it up to... Let's get 40 likes. Magoo, thank you very much for the 31 months. Scream that war as loud as you can, bud. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for 31 months. That's very, very kind of you. Matty Dwyer as well. 17 months. B team is best in the world with Mikey. You know what? You're so right to say that. Thank you, mate. Also, Andy Tetner says, no Wargaming chat. We don't do that here. No one else said the other players. Okay. Okay. That video is amazing. Everyone should watch it. I'm going to try and update the thumbnail, but it was very fun. It was very, very good. If you need to see, I will show you. I think that my music might be too loud. My shit cringe music, as someone said last week. Look, there's just... Look, I'm just built different, okay? I am just built a bit different, let's be honest. Because who else is taking a Warhammer painting guide like this one? Who else is taking a Warhammer painting guide like this one and following it to the letter, where for some reason it made Gal back red? Red garlic red. Look, no one else is built as I am, okay? No one else is taking garlic or kidney beans where it says, put red kidney beans in your mouth and cover with a little water. And I did. What? Fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful. The money bean shot. That's what we call that from now on. You want to see the money bean shot? There it is. Who puts saliva on a model? Someone who's built different, mate. Someone who's built different. That's me. So, anyway, hopefully it gets a few more views. I'm going to have to, like... I don't know what to change the thumbnail to, but tomorrow I'm going to change the thumbnail. I feel like because I'm not in it, maybe people don't recognize it's me and they're like, this is shit. I don't care about this. They see tuna in the thumbnail, they're like, haha, Tau joke. We're actually a paint with tuna, so... I don't know. I don't know. A funny one. A funny one. But yes, olive oil, stain remover, and tuna was all involved, including red beans. But thank you. I hope you, if you did watch it, really hope you enjoyed it. If you did watch it and didn't enjoy it, do let me know why. What's wrong with it? What did you not like about it? You're heresy. I'm glad. I'm glad. Martin, thanks for 25 months. Can I be on the A team now as I'm allowed to stay in the Discord server? Yeah, so me and Jamartin kept well, not nagging, but like saying that I was gonna do shit. So I bet him that he couldn't do. If he didn't do better than me, I was gonna ban him from the Discord, and he only placed 20 places higher. Only 20 places higher. No one called you out for having too many strength 10 attacks after losing. Not this time. Not this event. As a recruit enthusiast, I say it's how all new recruits should be painted. Maybe less tuna. Yeah, maybe less tuna in the thumbnail. I struggled to watch the tin tuna part. Good. Only 20 places. That deserves moderator status. That's 10%, within 10%. I don't think it does. Anyway, that was my Friday. All last week I was editing that video. So if you watched it, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll hopefully be doing some more dumb shit like that. That's kind of the plan, to do more dumb shit videos. Maybe swap the tin tuna for a full tuna fish holding a paintbrush. Yeah, I feel like people maybe see the tuna and they're like, haha, Tau joke. Maybe. I think that's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna try and change it up tomorrow. I've got a couple of ideas. So that's my job for tomorrow. Because 1,000 views is pretty cringe. I won't lie, lads. I won't lie. Let's be honest. 1,000 views, 4 days. Velof. I fell off. I'm gonna have to retire. This is my retirement shirt. Because I'm irrelevant now. I have to wear the brightest shirt in the room so people realize who I am. No one knows who I am. You guys are the last people, actually. After today, it's all over. Career's ended. Mikey shot face on one of the crew. You'll see. I'll repost in the Discord tomorrow. This video in the old world painting vid will be cult classics in years. Yeah, that's another one I need to work on as well, because that's done shit. I feel like the good thing is those videos are like timeless. A lot of videos that I do well are like short stint videos, like news videos, relevant to now videos, but in like 3 months they're out of date. Whereas those videos have got like fucking years on them. Years on them. That's the plan anyway. That's what I can hope for. Dumb shit videos. Yeah, dumb shit videos. Don't put a comma in there, Trixie. I don't like that. But if you do like those videos, then make sure you become a member. Because without memberships, the membership number has slowly been dropping. That is also cringe, because I fell off. So if you are a great name, then dive in, become a member, join the Discord. It's great. Those videos have legs for days, garlic coated legs. What's the best part of your weekend? No, Martin, we're not talking about the weekend yet. We're just talking about the video from Friday. We're catching up. We'll get to the weekend, don't you worry. We don't have to run into it. Pretend it's a battle report. Well, like, put a battle report as crew. I don't think battle reports do very well either. I don't know if you've noticed, but all your favourite battle report content creators are all falling off as well. It's not just exclusively me. People used to get like hundreds and 200,000 views on battle reports, and now they're struggling to break 50k. Everybody fell off. Everybody fell off. But yeah, we'll see. It will be all right. We'll pick up. It's a good time. Crew are exciting. There's gonna be more crew coming out. People are gonna be searching for more crew translated videos, or maybe more crew painting tutorials. We'll see. So, is that because it's 10th? I don't know, mate. There's so many factors in anything of like views changing. 10th, mate, is probably a possibility, but also just like people are relying on a big bubble that has slowly died off. Where does one get one of those fancy t-shirts? The store's I've just got to wait for the store to be approved, but I'll soon be having these on sale. Do you have an interest in AOS 4? The hype is starting to ramp up. Yeah, they've seemed to have like just dropped 4th out of nowhere, right? And now they're all over it. I'm interested. I like AOS. I think AOS has been a good game. I think the problem is I stopped keeping up with the General's Handbooks, because they did the same thing they did in 9th and started releasing them every 6 months. And that threw me off a little bit, because I don't play it enough to keep up to date with it. So I like kind of put it down. I was painting an army to go to War in the Heartlands, run by two lovely legends, Liam and Mark. But I couldn't go because I was at the World Championships. So I ended up putting that army down, and then I've not really picked it up since. So it's been about 6 months since I played, I would say. But I do like Age of Sigmar, so I'm interested to see how they do with 4th. But rest assured, if it's anything like the Lodge of 10th, there's going to be a lot of videos coming. Mr. Satterstream, how's it calling? Just how knackered are you? These fuckers. I'm so tired. I've been asleep all day. And by that, I mean, I've just been fucking in bed playing games. Playing on my Switch and stuff. I'm just like fucking shattered. So, I don't play AOS, but I missed the contact with Louis. That's the thing. Louis also got out of AOS for a little bit. He just got back into it. He's like seen the hype for 4th and like kind of got hyped again. But that didn't really help. Like Louis took a step back for a while. You know? So Louis took a step back, which meant I probably took a step back as well, because I relied on Louis quite a lot. He's a very good friend of mine. But he also helped out loads with the AOS side of things, because obviously like trying to cover competitive news and stuff and formats from multiple game systems is quite a lot for one little brain, you know? And I do only have a little brain, let's be honest. So when Louis took a step back as well, it made things a little bit more difficult. So I focused my shift back towards 40k. And yeah, I was kind of like waiting for AOS to settle down, and then maybe with like a launch of edition, I can kick back off and see how we get on. You know, that's the plan. That's the plan. I have a huge, Bone Reaper's army. I've got a huge Maggot King army. So I'm like ready to go and play. I'm just like, do I jump back into it now? Do I jump back into it with maybe some hype videos? Maybe. I'm sure when we actually learn what they're actually going to be doing with it, it'll be very interesting. I'm going to try and get. I'm going to try and go to this Reforged event they've announced today. Have you seen that? There's an event at Warhammer World in May. Well, in Warhammer World and also Dallas, because you know, you can't have anything exclusive to Warhammer World these days. It has to be in the US as well. But they're doing a dual event, as you can see. Reforged. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look.
Hello Warhammer fans, Lewis here, and
Hello, Lewis.
Some very exciting news. A brand new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar is coming, and we've got another set of important dates for your calendar. The Mortal Realms Reforged will be held at the Esports Stadium in Arlington, Texas from Thursday the 16th until Sunday the 19th of May 2024.
So I think this is instead of Warhammer Fest. Like, it's a very soon announcement. And obviously, like, Warhammer Fest is usually the place they announce a huge game and start having people play the games and stuff. And they kind of did this for Old World, and it was obviously very successful. So I think they're doing it again for Age Sigmar because they're not doing Warhammer Fest this year. So I think they're doing like a games day, a Warhammer weekender, and I'm probably gonna try and go to this to see what I can learn about Age Sigmar for the new edition. It should be quite interesting. There'll probably be a lot of people there, probably be able to do a lot of filming and stuff. But yeah, it should be. I'm quite interested. I'm very intrigued.
To coincide with the US Open Dallas. Meanwhile, Warhammer World in Nottingham will host a UK version on Saturday the 18th and Sunday the 19th of May 2024. While we can't say much about what to expect just yet, if you're a Warhammer Age of Sigmar fan, you do not want to miss it. Sign up for the Warhammer newsletter and stay tuned to the Warhammer community site for more information, and be among the first to know when tickets go on sale. We'll see you there.
So we don't learn much except for the event. But there's lots of talk and hearsay about it, you know, about the event as a whole. About the game as a whole, sorry. Things they started to throw out some things like modular rules and stuff like this, and I'm just very curious to see what that actually means. Obviously, we saw simplified, not simple, for 10th edition, which was an interesting way to describe it. But yeah, like the modularity of it all will be interesting. I'm excited to see that. I'm actually glad to see that the double turn's still in there. But I'm interested to see how they balance it out because they said they have. So I'm kind of interested in new AOS. Are you interested in new AOS? Let me know right now. New AOS hype? Yay or no? Let me know. Let me know. I'll catch up with chat. The house is amazing. The pillars are great. The Moss side is a nice place to visit for the weekend. Yeah, we had a little bit of a hype house, which is pretty fun. So, play GW buzzword bingo. I like the idea of AOS. I've paid like full armies, never done anything with them, and ended up selling them on. That's a shame. I think AOS has the better models, and arguably sometimes the better missions as well. I think the missions are way more fun. Definitely go to that free open day. Have enjoyed those in the past. I'm in Brazil for Cult of Paint competition. I will be there. Oh, nice. Oh, you have fun. Why not the Grapevine? Because they're doing it at their big event where they're already doing. They're doing a mini Warhammer Fest. And not a UK Games Expo. No, Games Workshop aren't running any big events in Europe this year. They're only going to Eschenspiel, which is very weird. I need a Met option. 60% of you do not give a fuck. Wow. Well, I'd be surprised. Okay, interesting. 100% got a cottage booked in November for 10 of us at AOS weekend. That'd be sick. Time for a ratty. Or what's a ratty? Have I missed something? No, you told me last time. I've only painted 4 models and played 0 times. It's a good game though, and the models are cool. Models are so cool and epic. That's my misdirected annoyance at myself. I'm a fan of Crow Boys. I like the Crow Boys. I think they're cool. Necromunda has the best models. No. Also, I will be sending you an email tomorrow, if that's cool. I'm thinking of Bone Reaper Army if 4th can tickle my fancy. I think Bone Reapers are cool, but I painted them because I wanted Tomb Kings, and now Tomb Kings are here, so it's kind of like done a number on the production of that army. No one cares whether they just got burned from 10th. Well, why not a little bit of burn soother of AOS 4? Also, Woodim, thanks for becoming a member. Really appreciate you. That's really kind of you. The alert will happen any second. Thank you so much for joining the boys club. Welcome, buddy. I'm sure you don't know Discord as well. I'm a sad man and I can't get into the AOS lore. It's just trash. Decent game and nice minis, but I can't be excited for it. Yeah, the lore's a bit of a funny one. I think that's a lot of people's problems with it. 100%. I can't really disagree with that. I think that's probably the biggest thing that game struggled with. And I think that's the thing a lot of games struggle with. So I'm not a fan of Bone Reapers. Undead Space Marine style infantry isn't for me. Yeah, the lore is that basically, but like they're just skeletons, you know what I mean? They're just funkier skeletons. I just got started on my AOS journey, picked up some Daughters of Cain. Nice. Daughters of Cain are cool army. Marathi's sick. Interesting. So more than just about half of you have voted, and 65% of you said you don't care about AOS. That's quite funny. Anyway, chat, it was nice knowing AOS. We're probably not going to do it. We need to get some AOS gamers in the viewership, or we fucked it. All right, no more AOS talk. No, we're gonna have to only 40k lore here. Anyway, interesting. 40k chat. It is quite 40k chat. Speaking of, let's go to the 40k chat. How's that? Although those new little cultists from Warband with the lightning rods on their heads are great. I think I love all of the models from Age of Sigmar. I think more people are more hyped for Old World now, and I think the problem is Old World's a great product and it's been very successful, but it's a direct competitor to Age of Sigmar. You know? Can we do an Old World vote now against 40k and AOS? You want to what like? Let's do okay. You can only choose one. You can only choose one. Let's find out now. Let's just see what's going on. 40k, AOS, Old World. You can only choose one. Choose now. This is a legally binding vote. Okay, this is a legally binding vote. But don't fuck it up. You got one click. Don't cock up. 40k lore is great, but 10th edition killed any last desires my friends. I had to play. AOS looks fun to play, but the lore is unremarkable enough where you can ignore it. Right, Aegis, I've got an idea for you. 40k models, AOS rules. Alright? Let me know how you get on. Let me know how you get on. You can just be like, I love Space Marines. This is a librarian. He's using the rules to some Stormcast shit. I'm not surprised by the lack of interest tabletop tactics seem to have killed their content on it almost as soon as they started. Yeah, like, they tried it out and it just didn't work so far. I imagine they'll relaunch with 4th and see what happens. To be fair in AOS, I don't feel like I've shown enough to get the hype going. I've seen them at it with no substance how they go so far. Yeah, they did this with 40k though, but because they're doing they kind of like announced loads of stuff about the new edition at the same time, which they haven't really done for AOS, which is surprising. Like I'm surprised not like a blog post of like, here's some like random shit we've randomly pulled out our arse to tell you what's coming, you know, like the double turn, is staying. Why is it staying? Everyone's getting a new index. What are you going to expect? You know, they've not really done that, which is interesting. Well, 22% would choose Old World over 40k. Well then, that's quite a big percentage, I would say. Especially because I'm mostly a 40k channel, but here we are. Here we are. Maybe if you do some Sigmar, ASMR, green screen, but lore videos, maybe it'd bump that percentage up. Hell yeah, let's go. I'm in. Let's do it. Can I get one of these jerseys? What, the Hellstorm B team jersey SM Bat reports? With my all World Championship score in the back. Hopefully very soon. Yes. Conquest is much better than Old World. I have Conquest. I really wanted to play it, but it's finding players. That's the problem. I think it's really popular in America. And probably like a lot of Europe, but not in the UK. Do 69% prefer 40k. Okay. Well, if you are a 40k player, you'll be happy to know that we're about to talk about some 40k. If you go to our website, you can buy tickets to all 3 of our events that are happening in April, November, and August/September. If you haven't got a ticket, now's the time to buy one because they are starting to sell out. We've got little numbers for all of the events now. April 20th and 21st at Sanctuary Gaming Centre, 50 players. Food included for all of these events, by the way. So next month, I would grab a ticket. It's going to be really fun. We've got loads of cool people coming. 5 types of terrain, no player place because everyone hates it. But 5 types of terrain at these events. We got Super All-Stars 2, our main attraction of the year, 31st of August and 1st of September in Sheffield, 120 players capacity. I've got some exciting announcements for this coming very, very soon. We've got some really cool companies coming down to give out free stuff and just have a good time. So if you want to come along to that, that would be super cool as well. And then we have another one at Sanctuary in November. If you haven't grabbed a ticket, now's the time. There's a link in the pinned comment, okay? So we're running out of time. I'd love to sell out. I'm going to go bankrupt if we don't sell all the tickets. So now's the time to do it. Did I say no player placed? Peter Duff, I said no player placed. Player placed is going to be gone. It's gone. Forever gone. It's going to be it's going to be a set terrain type. So I've nearly finished playtesting it. I'm probably going to be launching it in April as essentially like a beta of like, lay these out. If you see any glaring issues, we'll adjust it on the fly on the day. But yeah, we will have no player placed. So Mercenary, you can play player placed, but you'll have to play with yourself in a corner. And last time I heard that wasn't very good. But yeah, so no player placed. I'm not going to that. Everyone complains about player placed, and then I get rid of it, and everyone's like, I love player placed. Where's it going? Bring it back. Oh man, that's funny. I might make it where it's like a chess clock, where it's player placed unless one of you wants it to not be player placed and it's preset. That would be funny. That could be a funny way to do it. It's like it is player placed if you both agree, or it's a set one if one of you doesn't agree. Maybe. Based on UKTC or WTC, there's 5 types of terrain, Daniel. WTC, UKTC, Game Mat, Games Workshop, and our own Proxy Wars. Well, our own partner with Proxy Wars, which was previously player placed, but the layout's designed by me. So yeah, 5 types of terrain. There's not just one. 2 yes, 1 no for terrain placement. That could be quite interesting, I think. I think that could be quite interesting. Because, like, people like player placed, but then it could be like, it's set terrain unless you both want to play OS. Play player placed. Does that make it a 6 terrain format? Because if both players are happy, do I care? And the answer's no. If both players are like, I like that type of terrain, I like player placed. Did I just come up with the best idea ever? Did we as a collective come up with the best idea ever?
£10 from Peter Duff. RIP player placed. You won't be missed.
Peter Neil, thank you so much for the £10 super chat. Thank you for the very first super chat, dude. That's very kind of you. Let's get some hype for the first super chat. Let's go. Let's go, Peter. You hate player placed. So it'll be gone for you. I might add that. We might try that. Did Peter just use their first ever super chat? Yeah, let's celebrate. It says it. It says let's celebrate their first super chat on live stream. That's the first super chat he's ever sent. That's crazy. Peter, I'm honoured. I'm so honoured. Thank you. You can make it 7 types without any other investment. Do no terrain as the other option. Okay. I think that's such a sick idea. It's set terrain unless you both agree it's player placed. That's like the best of both worlds. Just bought my ticket to All Stars. Let's go, Mercenary! Let's go, Mercenary. Thank you so much, bud. It's so good to have you. So if you haven't grabbed a ticket, now's the time. They are literally selling by the second. We've sold one in the last, well. Issue with the player bullying them into their choice. Well, hopefully they will say, hey, don't bully me into this choice. Mikey, come and have a word. I think if someone's bullying someone into a terrain choice at the start of the game, they're probably not going to have a good rest of the game, so they need to highlight it at the start. You know? See you in April. Let's go, Big C. Let's go, legend. That's 2. That's 2 sold already. Look at that. They're selling like hotcakes. The bolt action way is TO to set it all up and then you argue about every detail without moving any. Yeah, that's just fucking every other game, right? Every other game. Just lay out the terrain and just play on that. You'll be fine. So. Anyway, Chatterinos, let's talk about the Manchester GT that I just went to. So, you know, I've been to a lot of tournaments in the past, but actually, I've never been to a UKTC event. I've been to the LGT, which is obviously a UKTC event, but I've never actually been to any of the other insert city 40k super major tournaments. So I've actually never been to one, which is, I thought, I actually didn't realize till yesterday. Because, like, the thing is with it is, a lot of them feel quite the same, though, because they're all in a gym hall of some sorts, and it's all the same terrain, and it's all the same layouts on every table. It doesn't really matter where you play. They all feel very familiar. But I went to the Manchester GT with a bunch of the Hellstorm community, obviously a bunch of people in chat. It was very cool to hang out. And if you did see me and come say hi, that was super cool. I really appreciated it. Sorry I wasn't 100%. I'm really struggling with a cold. It was like, everyone was looking at me, gone out, was like, they're like, hey, Mikey. And I was like, no, audio, mate. Audio. Like, pretend we've got COVID because I've got a really bad cold. I don't want to pass it on to you. But yeah, so I went to the Manchester GT this weekend with a bunch of cool people, and I thought I'd do a little recap. This is actually the first big event I've played. Actually, the first 40k event I've played since I went to the World Championships, because I've been hibernating, you know. I've been hibernating. I've been busy. Busy cooking some stuff. Been cooking in the lab, you know. 40k YouTuber never been to a UKTC event. The thing is, 40k YouTuber who also runs his own events, it's difficult to go out to other big events. But I went, and I actually also borrowed an army. Which is I've not done. I don't like to do a lot of the time, but it's one of those because I've been cooking in the lab so much. I haven't had chance to like sit down and paint an army. I have it piled up. You might have seen it on camera on the video that I put out on Friday, of just like piles of tanks, like half-built gladiators everywhere. Because I actually took the Black Templars car park. I've been like umming and ahhing about what type of list I wanted to take. I really didn't know. I obviously wanted to take Space Marines. I was thinking about taking Blood Angels. I was thinking about taking Dark Angels with Storm Ravens until the Talon Master got removed. And then I was kind of tempted by a traditional Templars army and then a Templars car park army. And I was like, so many different choices. So many different choices. I didn't really know what to go with. But I ended up going with the Black Templars car park. And by the Black Templars car park, I mean I had 10 tanks. It was pretty funny, actually. So I'll give you a very, very brief rundown of my list. But safe to say, it's a very good list. I'm just not super well versed with it because I've not been playing competitively a lot recently. And I'd only played this list a couple of times. I practiced a couple of deployments. I'd tried putting it on TTS and just like uninstalled it again because I hate Tabletop Simulator. It is trash. But let me tell you about the list. It's Iron Storm. So obviously, Iron Storm is really, really great. It's got some really ridiculous stratagems, such as Mercy's weakness. If you shoot with a vehicle at a unit that's below starting strength, on 5s to hit, you get sustained hits. There's 2 Tech Marines in there. One of them has a lethal hit aura. So on a 5 to hit, you get a lethal hit and a sustained hit. It's pretty dumb. They're pretty nice. I had Librarian with Infiltrators to deny deep strikes. A lot of people don't take this anymore. I do think it's worth it. Like, Infiltrators become target priority number 1 against any teleporting army. So I think they're really, really good. And then obviously if you can't deep strike within 12, you can't target them over 12. It just becomes such a clutch unit. And that unit actually never took any damage over the weekend, which is quite funny. Now, does that mean they would have without the Librarian? Potentially. But the fact is that it actually came in clutch a lot of the time because I was playing against a lot of armies with deep strike. Especially round 3, I played against Hypercrypt Necrons and they came in clutch in that game really well. So I had 2 Tech Marines, obviously, one with the lethal hits, one with the fallback advance and shoot, which makes your army a lot faster. 2 Impulsors, obviously because I'm running Black Templars, I can take Impulsors with multi-melters, because why not? I also took 2 Gladiator Lancers, 3 Gladiator Reapers, 2 Eliminator Squads with Las Fusils and Instigator Bolt Carbines. These are a very funny unit, which I'll explain in a second. Eve Incursors, I've already mentioned the Infiltrators, and then 3 Predator Destructors and a Scout Squad. You know, pretty standard Space Marine list, but the outside of like lots and lots of core elements that you see in every single list, and then just tanks. There's tanks everywhere. Predators are really strong. Honestly, MVP tank of the weekend, actually. 6 shots at strength 9, -1, 3 damage, -2 if you shoot infantry is pretty funny. Like flat damage 3 is great against like most heavy infantry. It's good against every Terminator profile in the game. It's good against anything that's like -1 damage. So you're still doing 2 damage. And the extra AP is really, really nice, and it's actually good at quite good at killing tanks. So it's also got the 2 las cannons, and it's got the hunter killer as well. It's a really, really good unit, I think, and really cheap at 130 points. Incursors, they jump in an Impulsor. They've got haywire mines. This is great. Little mortal wound party boss. Right, they get an Impulsor. The Impulsor gets Scout. So they're like, off we go. Off we go. And then the Impulsor moves. They get out again. Okay. They throw a haywire grenade. And then they use the grenade stratagems, which is great. So you've got on a 2+, haywire grenade, do D3 mortal wounds. Unless you're a vehicle, it's 2D3. And then use the grenade stratagem, obviously rolling 6 dice on a 4+, you take a mortal wound. So doing an average 5 mortal wounds if you do all right. Maybe more if you do even better. You never know. If you shoot a vehicle, it's closer to 7 mortal wounds. And then they shoot their bolters. And those bolters give your entire army +1 to hit. So, really, really good. Really, really good. A great little party bus of mortal wounds. And quite cheap as well. And Incursors are good. They're kind of handy for like a little scoring unit for like doing like homers or cleanse and stuff like that. Like Kassakin, but less cool. But the thing is with it is then you've also got an Impulsor, which is a 5+ invuln and a multi-melter, which can also do cleanse and homers. So he's pretty hype. The other Impulsor with the Eliminators, right? Chat. Every time I said this, people are like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, it's stupid. 2 units of Eliminators, okay? If you don't know what Eliminators are, they're the units of 3 sniper rifles that can also take miniature las cannons, okay? Basically, old las cannons, strength 9, AP3, D6 damage. So 2 las fusils and the Instigator Bolt Carbine. The 2 las fusils, as I mentioned, Strength 9, -3 d6 damage. Great. Really, really good profile. 2 shots. Cool. This is a 75-point unit. Arguably, mini Devastator unit, okay? Instigator Bolt Carbine, right? Sniper Rifle has precision. It's like Strength 4, -2, 3 damage with precision. So, like, against most character-attached armies, those characters, like, can, like, take some serious hurt from a single bolt rifle, a bolt carbine. So flat 3 damage at AP2 with precision is a really nice profile. Because I find with, like, precision with, like, 1 damage, it doesn't really do much and it's hardly worth even considering. But 3 damage, you can put some hurt on. And you've got 2 of them. So if you shoot both of them at a character, so for example, Canoptech Wraith unit with a Technomancer that has a 4 save and only 4 wounds, suddenly becomes quite interesting. Suddenly a very interesting two squad of 75-point units. However, Eliminators, they have stealth as well, but you will not need stealth. Eliminators, they're fine. You know, they're pretty good. They're quite slow. Obviously, the Instigator Bolt Carbine allows the unit to shoot after they move after they shoot. So they have move, shoot, move naturally, so they can become quite fast. But what if you wanted... What is better than 2 units of 2 las cannons? Yeah, I need you to quickly answer this one. What's better than 2 units of 2 las cannons? And the answer is 2 units of 2 las cannons and then 4 more las cannons. Okay? And now you're like, wait a minute. Donkles has got it. Donkles has got it. What do you mean another 4 las cannons? Well, let's talk about the firing deck rules, shall we? Okay. The firing deck rules. Now, if you don't know, firing deck is an ability by transport, usually followed by number, so which means how many models can shoot out of a transport. Okay, but the rules aren't written as shoot out of a transport. We've had this discussion with things like one use only weapons from a unit inside of a vehicle and stuff. What actually happens is when a vehicle shoots and it has firing deck and a unit is inside, which is actually off the table, but we know where they are, it can shoot weapons that the unit is equipped with as if it was equipped with them by itself, okay? So what happens is an impulsor with a unit inside can shoot with the models or the guns that the models inside it are equipped with. Some of you see where I'm going with this, okay? Some of you see where I'm going with this. So what happens is the impulsor, we're going to do live action, you ready? The impulsor is going to go forwards to get in range, okay? 24 inches, all right? Then the eliminators are going to pop out at the end, okay? They're going to pop out. That's fine. They're going to be like, pew, 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 pew. Shoot some sniper rifles, shoot some las fuse cells, have a great time, okay? Potentially shooting a target that has been hit by incursions with +1 to hit, all right? And then after each unit shoots, they're going to make a normal move because they have move, shoot, move. So they're going to make a normal move back into the impulsor, nice and safe, okay? Very nice and safe thing to do. We get inside the impulsor. We're like hiding again because we don't want to get targeted because we're just 2 wounded space marines. This is crap, okay? So after both units have done it, they're both back inside the impulsor. But the impulsor hasn't shot yet. Okay. So then you shoot with the impulsor, which is equipped with a missile profile. So it's got like 3 meters of missiles. So let's say a crack missile, strength 8 -2 d6 damage. A multi-melter, strength 8 -4 d6 damage +2 if you're too close. But then it has firing deck 6. So now it's equipped with a missile launcher, a multi-melter, 4 las cannons, and 2 sniper rifles. Which is also a vehicle, so it will benefit from the Tech Marine lethal hits ability because it'll be within 6 of the impulsor. And also you can use the stratagem Mercy's weakness. So on a 5 to hit, it causes a lethal hit and a sustained hit. So those las cannons are going from potentially 4 shots to 8 shots to 8 plus any 5s you roll or a wound in addition to another shot. Funnily enough, whilst there's 10 tanks, the transport is actually the best one. Firing deck is broken. I've said it from the start. It's always been dumb, but this Eliminator Impulsor Party Bus is actually so ridiculous. I don't know why it works. So, my opponent's faces when I explained this to them at the start of the game, every game, was a little bit like, wait, what? I was like, yeah, like, yeah, I've got a Lancer, that'll pick up a tank, but so will my Eliminators. So will my transport option, that's, what, 150, 230 points, I think, for this combo. Because you also have the option of being able to, like, use the Eliminators as Eliminators and, like, getting them out of the Impulsor, shooting them, moving and doing, like, getting into a position for actions and stuff like that. But in this particular option, it is quite funny. Radio, thanks for the team, man. I really appreciate it. It was very, very funny. It's a very, very funny combo. Like, everything else is pretty self-explanatory, but that combo is, like, one that you might not have seen before. I haven't come up with the tech. The tech is stolen. Like, a lot of people are starting to use this now. So if you see an Impulsor and 2 use of Eliminators, that's usually what it's going to be doing. Until it gets nerfed. I think Firing Deck is just, again, I think Firing Deck is just broken. It is probably just the strongest combo. Probably at the minute. Like, as a combo that probably feels like it probably shouldn't work the way it does. That's probably the only, probably one of the few that I can think of right now. But it's funny. It's very funny. People like Mikey are why I don't play tournaments. Okay, fine, whatever. Good tech based on bad rules, but if you're playing comp Warhammer, fill your boots. Exactly. It's like, it's one of those. It's a competitive environment. You're gonna play the best shit. So it's the Firing Deck has never worked as a rule. They cocked up. They had a perfectly fine rule system in 9th, and then they tried to rewrite it all and just made it worse for some reason. Simplified, not simple. It's simply fucked. That's what we'll say. But anyway, so that's like the big combo. I played 5 games, and I'm not going to be going. I'm not going to be doing like a play-by-play. This is what I did. This is what happened, etc. Because ultimately, everybody does that. It's quite boring. I'm going to give you a quick rundown about what I played against. I'll tell you now. I went 3-2, which is less than I wanted to do, but also I had 2 very, very fun, relatively close losses, which I'll quickly go over. But I had a great time. I went 3-2. I felt that was quite respectable. Again, 5-0, whilst would be nice, is obviously very hard. 4-1 is like usually my goal now, because I feel like I'm quite comfortable at getting 4-1s a lot of the time, so I feel like that's like my usual level. But I went 3-2, and I am also quite happy with that, because I played 5 excellent games with 5 excellent people. But the 2 losses, they weren't exactly like a whitewash. I don't feel like I made any stupid mistakes in them. I felt like it was a learning experience of like playing current meta armies now. And I just had a good time. So ultimately it doesn't matter, you know? So yeah, so like that's where we're at. So round 1, I actually have a video, because Jamartin, I haven't told him I'm doing this, but Jamartin finished his game round 1, so he did it in a nick of time update, as you can see. So let's have a look.
So we're here for the Manchester
This is Jamartin, everyone. Meet Jamartin. Say hi to Jamartin.
GT. This is your nick in time moment. This is the hall.
Does this not get stopped by the rule that you can't embark and disembark in the same phase? No, because you are disembarking in the movement phase. You're shooting the shooting phase and then getting back in. 2 different phases, just to clarify. Look at Jamartin, isn't he lovely?
Because we also have a hole up there, and there's another one down the hallway. Because unfortunately, they're playing dodgeball on the other side of that screen, so we don't have the full room.
As you can see, what is quite interesting. Now, like, and I'm going to be probably try and stay quite political on this point. But, like, they had a last-minute venue change, which, you know, happens to the best of us, you know. It's pretty shit, and I imagine the organisers were panicking a little bit. But they managed to get another venue. But the problem is half the venue where we were playing was 40k, and the other half in this instance, they were playing dodgeball or some ball game on the other side of this net. Because, essentially, I don't think I'm wrong in saying this, but it's safe to say that every UK TSC event is held in some sort of sports hall. They played handball, not dodgeball. Thank you, Andy. So I think it's safe to say that every UKTC event is held in some sort of gym or sports hall or whatever. Which, obviously, if that's the financially viable place, then that's whatever. But obviously, like having that many people in a sports hall is usually pretty gross because they're not exactly like nice places to stand around in all day. I would say they're good for like running in for like 90 minutes, and then you probably want to call it a day. But the venue is like, there's not much to say about it, but it's quite interesting, this one, because half the hall the first day was was sectioned off to handball, and the tables were up against the net. Now, Big C and Dave from the chat as well were playing just behind me, right up against the net, which we'll see in a minute. And if the ball came off or like someone threw it too hard and hit the net would obviously like bounce, and this was right next to where people were playing. Safe to say, it wasn't a very good situation. It wasn't like, yes, they had a last minute venue change, but also they could have left a huge gap on one side so people weren't playing right up against the net. That probably wasn't probably wasn't the best idea. So again, like I think sports hall are just kind of like, it's just like low bar, you know what I mean? It's a bit, if that's what's financially viable, that's whatever. But like, it's not a great venue, okay? It's just fine. It's just mediocre at best. So, but anyway, let's have a listen to what Jamati has to say round one. I am in this video, but I was in the middle of a game, so I didn't talk much.
Don't have the full room. I just lost to Marcus Hinson pretty badly. But it looks like Ginger Steve is winning. He's looking very good. And I see Mikey over here, so we're just going to go to Mikey and see how he's doing.
I also really appreciate Jamati for doing this, so at least we can see what's going on. This is me. Look at my power pose. If you see me doing this at an event, look, you know it's over. You know it's game over. If I'm leaning on the table, sticking my arse out, I am power moving you, okay? I'm not really. It's just because the tables are really low, my back hurts. Okay, I have to lean. I can't stand up straight because my back hurts. That's why I don't even notice I lean every stream. I'm stood up now. I'm leaning on the table. I do this all the time. With the silver, you can't say it's a silverback lean. I don't know if that's allowed. But as I said, so this is me playing round one. I played a lovely lad called Dominic with Salamanders with Gladius Task Force. It was actually really fun. Now, I was looking at his list the night before, and I was a bit like, I don't understand what's going on. His list is like 10 Terminators, cool. Gladiator, cool. Couple of Redemptors, cool. Vulcan, Histan, and 0 Melters, and 0 Flamers. And I was like, bruh. No Flamers, no Melters, Vulcan, Histan. What's going on? Anyway, Volcanistan in a unit of Company of Heroes is absolutely fucking stupid. Vulcan chooses an objective. He becomes OC10 and gets a 4 field of pain on that objective, just like a non-emissary. In Company of Heroes, he has 20 ablative wounds. They give him -1 to wound whilst attached. And also, they give him an additional OC because of the banner, the company banner in there. So he becomes OC11 with a 4 feel no pain on an objective. You are not touching it. And funnily enough, he was stood in this building far over here, and I'm just trying to outbody him with tanks at OC3 each. That's why I've got 3 tanks on the same objective, because Volcanistan is stood in this corner. And my Gladiator Reaper is like desperately trying to kill him behind the wall because he's poked his nose round. It literally came down to trying to charge him round a corner. Thankfully, I did pick him up, so I took the objective in the last turn. But it was a point where I was just trying to basically like, if I don't kill him, I have to charge the tank, hope the tank survives, and I out OC him 12 to 11 because I've got 4 vehicles on this point, which is very funny. Very, very funny. So that's just like, that's kind of like how that game went. I ended up winning the first one.
That's Mikey's army.
Also, shout out to Mike Duff. Now, Mike Duff's played on stream loads. He played Custodes on Goonhammer. He played his guard at our event. He's played on our stream loads. He's played his Tyranids, which are beautiful. He lent me the army. Like I wrote the list, but he had all the tanks in it. I was chatting to him about it, and he was just like, well, I'm going away. You can borrow my army if I want. So thanks so much to Mike for lending me the army. It was really cool of him.
He's looking quite well.
I was looking well, yeah. Look at that. Mark, why did you film a bum for so long? Mark, why'd you film a bum for so long? Okay.
Here we go.
Anyway, this is Dave and Big C. And then this is his storm surge here. And supposedly the balls kept hitting the net and nearly hitting the storm surge.
The Discord battle. Say hi for the Nick in Time moment. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, not bad. It's pretty close, really.
Pretty close. Yes, I lost. You lost. So, pretty close battle with the nice yellow painted Marines against the.
So they got drew round 1 Imperial Fist versus Tau. I think Dave won this one. But as I said, the problem is like, yeah, you've got to change venue, but also why is the table up against the net where they're playing netball or handball or whatever on the other side of the net? That's just never going to be a good idea. Like, leave a foot gap or something, you know? Like a 1 foot gap. What's that between friends? Just like having the net up against the table was a bit crazy. Again, like you can't really use that side of the table because if a ball hits it, it'll just like go crazy. So.
All the edge highlights on the town. And we'll go and find Magoo as well.
Martin, this isn't a good angle. You keep filming everyone's bums. I haven't seen this, by the way.
There's Magoo. That's Magoo's death pile. Bonus death pile. Magoo, can you get a thumbs up? Wait.
Bless him. Skip this bit. Well, there you go. That was In the Nick of Time by Jamartin. Well done, Jamartin. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So now you got an idea how, like, what the venue looks like, basically. You got an idea what the venue looks like. Now, I actually didn't take any pictures during round 1 and round 2. I know, cringe, annoying, but here we are. But I did take pictures from round 3 onwards, if that helps. If that helps. My first opponent, who was a great lad, was not scared of the balls next to the netting. He did drop his army on the floor before the event even started and didn't flinch, so he was a brave man. Oh, fair enough. I did watch that happen. It's pretty crazy. I forgot you were running Curse Black Templar. How's your Psyker do? He didn't die all game, so he was great. He also cast the power like twice. Maybe an idea for stream. Play against Tom and we can super chat to throw balls at Tom. I feel like that would just be really mean. Risk the tactical use of the left flank versus the risk of a model damage to a new layer of 40k strategy. Kotaku, I know, mate. It's just funny because he kept focusing on bums. Mikey, go to Depthcon. I didn't. I went to the Manchester GT. 3 out of 5, Jamati. Very good coverage, but plenty of room for improvement. Next time, more butts. So round 1 is priority targets. I took tactical. Like the list that I play could play tactical or fixed. I feel like it probably plays fixed a lot better, but I tried out tactical for the first couple of games. And it didn't go so well for tactical. It was fine. But the main win was on primary for priority targets, like getting that killing Vulcan on that last turn and managing to out OC that objective so I could get the big 20 on priority targets. Now, I will say UKTC have changed up their missions that they use all the time. They're using essentially custom missions. They're not playing like the set ones anymore, which is quite interesting, especially when we come into round 2. Now, I played a lovely lad called Ryan, who's running Custodes. He had the usual tropes, 2 units of Wardens, Trajan, 2 Blade Champions. But he also had the 2 tanks, the 2 Forge World tanks, the Arachnus Blaze, kind of, the anti-tank ones. That was a great game, but we played Supply Drop. Now, Supply Drop is the mission where essentially you mark 2 objectives. Turn 4, one of them disappears. Turn 5, another one disappears, and they're worth like more points as the game goes on. This is actually a really shit matchup against Custodes because they tend to survive a lot more than other armies, and they have a very good OC, especially with banners, especially with like Valerian, I think he had in his list, who, or maybe it was a Blade Champion with an enhancement who said he could like triple his OC in the last turn he needed it. It's like it was a really weird mission. Now I thought I had this one in the bag. I thought I was doing quite well. We both took tactical. Now Custodians are well known for scoring primary. Okay. Are well known for scoring primary. I just want to say, Ryan, mate. Oh, wrong one. Ryan, mate, what's happening? Where's this primary, bro? Look at all these blank boxes. Can you see? Custodians, 0 primary for 4 turns. What's going on? What's going on, brother? So he had a really good list, and I felt like I played this one like really, really well. However, the problem is we just took massive chunks out of each other, which was like quite funny. So he went, I think I went first. Yeah, I went first, and I kind of used my incursors and scouts to like move block him with like, because he had a lot of units on the front line. And I was like, here's some shit units that you can deal with, so you can't charge me turn 1. I'll just put all this in your way, so you've got to go through that first, and then I'll get the first wave. Which he did. He came out with everything, killed it all, and I got all my tanks out and killed everything that he put on the front line. I was like, got this one in the bag, boys. All right, round 2, same thing happened. He put a couple units out, I shot it all, and it all died. All right, round 3, he had like 2 units left, like a unit of Wardens with Valerian, and then like 1 more unit of Custodian Guard with the Blade Champion. And I was like, been going so well so far. Let's do it again. And then Ryan rolled what felt like 98 out of 100 4-ups, and I think I killed a total of 2 Wardens with all of the tanks I had remaining, which wasn't very good. But the problem was I was killing stuff, but I also wasn't scoring points. As you can see, this is the score at the end of it. Ryan went second and scored primary on the last turn by moving Custodians onto the middle objective, which is like obviously going to happen. But it was a very weird mission. Like, we didn't score primary at all. Like, Ryan outscored me on cards quite comfortably. Well, I mean, only 15 points. And then 15 points on the primary in the last turn. Because we both forgot that, like, the home objective is actually worth nothing, and you may as well just move out and start grabbing the objectives in the middle. But essentially, every time either of us put something on an objective, we both just obliterated it. Either he charged it or I shot it off. But it's quite interesting. He was a great player. It was just a really weird mission to play against. Did you not just move on to the middle? Against Custodians, Martin? Of course I did. I just died if I did. And then he did as well. But, yeah, like, it's just a weird, really strange mission. Like, there was, like, 5 objectives. And, again, they're worth more. But also, the map... I don't know. I don't think I have a copy of the map pack. But, all the objectives were quite open as well. There was like no places to hide in the objectives. Like the middle one was quite open between 2 L's, and then the far ones were quite open as well. They had buildings near them, but they weren't really like blocking anything. So should have taken Blood Angels. Jabartin, if you want to play me with your Blood Angels against Custodians in this mission, I'm up for it, because supply drop is stupid. Map up on their website. Let's see if I've got it. I don't know if they have the updated map pack. UKTC. United Kingdom Taekwondo Council. I don't think that's quite right. Let's see if we got the updated pack. There you go. Yeah, so it's this. So essentially, like, we were trying to go for the flanks, but I went for the flanks with a tank and ended up charging me and killing me off it, so I killed him off it. And then he went for this one. The thing is with it is, like, the hidden bit, I can't really hide to get this one. I can only just hide to this one while I'm playing against Custodians. So, it's rubbish. TTS, no. But yeah, so, like, basically what we had is this was the one that went last. No, this one went first. This one went second. This one stayed. So obviously, like, the middle one you can't really hide on. There's hardly any terrain. You can just get angles everywhere, because like you can just like move here and see everything. And then here you just move here and see everything. And then here you can see everything down here. So even though we both kept standing on objectives, there's like nowhere to hide on them. The only ones you can hide on are the ones that don't actually do anything in the corners. So yeah, so like no primary for either of us until the last turn where the custodian just walked onto the last objective. Now, if that wasn't the case, it would have been, what, a 15-point loss or something? But, like, no primary. It's just so weird. It looks harsh purely because of the 15-point primary at the end. You know? Imagine if we were both scoring 5 each and then, like, I get 10 in the last turn, Ryan gets 5. It's like a 5-point loss. It's just a very strange mission. I've played Supply Drop before, don't get me wrong. But it's just a strange mission, and I think it's a very hard one against Custodies. I said, Jamartin, TTS is trash. It doesn't make you a better player. It makes you learn how to do fake measurements and spend 9 hours playing one mission. Gladius, go bear into that list. The Gladius? It's like he had the Arachnus Blaze Cannon. I picked one up turn 1, and then the other one just kept rolling in ones and picking up a tank a turn. Did you say you get no primary for home too, so no easy one to score? Yeah, exactly. So the primary at home isn't worth anything. Only the ones in No Man's Land. And the ones in No Man's Land are quite hard to like hide on. So if you go for the one where you can hide in, you're quite close to their deployment zone. If you go for the other one, you're out in the open. So there's no winning really. So yeah, the Gladius. That's what I said. Like the Arachnus Blaze Cannons was great against me. I picked up one turn 1, and then I lost the Lancer in return. So I moved out and did it again, and then I failed to kill it. And then it killed me, and then I failed to kill it again, and it killed me. So, it's got an invuln. The benefit of the Custody Gladius versus like a Lancer is it's more shots, it's a bit more consistent, and it has an invuln. But I had 10 tanks, and he only had 2. So, like, I have more, but they're just less consistent against that particular target. So, if I'd picked up both turn 2... I think it would have been a little bit more interesting, because then it's a little bit harder for him to pick up the tanks because he can't kill them at range. But I don't even think that was an issue, because like he did end up tabling me turn 5 just because I had to go everything into the middle to get primary to win. Because if not, it would have been a... If he'd lost 15, I'd gained 15, I would have just won, I think. Yeah, I would have won by 1 point if I'd survived for supply drop. But obviously, like, Custodies just have much higher OC. Each one of his Custodies has the same OC as one of my tanks. And if I don't pick up the units that can get to the objective, I just auto lose. So it was good. He's a really nice bloke. He's really fun to play. He did great. But yeah, I drew shit cards in the last 2 turns, which didn't help. But then the supply drop primary killed me, you know. So a very weird mission, that's for sure. That's for sure. So anyway, round 3. Round 3, I played against Chris Langton. Now, Chris actually...
$5 from Westy
Hey, Westy.
24. Rules question: does the shoot on death from the tank commander and trigger from the grenade strat or the GK lib? Also.
Thank you so much for the $5, man. Really appreciate you. Does the rule trigger? I'm not 100% sure, because let me have a look at the strat. The tank commander strat, is it? Did you say? Thank you so much for the $5, man. That's really kind of you. Be like Westy and donate $5 just like him or them. Let me have a nosy, because I think the tank commander strat is when you're shot, so I'm probably going to say no, but let me have a look. Combined regiment, stratagems, inspired command, is it? Armored might. The shoot on death from the tank commander. Is it a strat or is it the ability now? I can't remember. Abilities. When it's model destroy well, D6 on a 2+, do not remove it from play. Yeah, you definitely can. You definitely can. Because like I have a stratagem for the Ironstorm detachment, where it's when I'm shot in the shooting phase, if I'm reduced below half strength, I can shoot back. This is just when you're destroyed. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Wesley, thanks for the $5, man. Yeah, anytime it dies on a 2+, you can shoot back. The mission is basically Custodian Necrons win because they don't die. Yeah, that last mission was pretty brutal. But yeah, so anyway, round 3, I played Christopher Langton. He qualified at my event and came to Atlanta, which is really fun. He's an excellent player. And he's really nice. He's a really nice dude. If you ever get the chance to play Chris, he's great. But he was running Hyper Crypt. He had the Monolith. He had Void Dragon Nightbringer, 2 units of 10 Immortals, one with Imhotep and one with Imhotep and Gorse, and then another one with Tesla. And he had Cesaraz as well to give out AP and reducing AP on the income as well. This was like a really great game. I took tactical. I think he took fixed, if I remember correctly. I'll have a look at the score in a second. He's got a big unit of 6 wraiths. This one, he's got 3-inch deep strike. Them infiltrators were absolutely fire. Okay. He put like a Void Dragon on the front line. Because obviously they're quite slow movement. That's the problem with Catans these days. Is they're really good. They're really survivable, but they're a little bit slow compared to what they used to be. I brought this Predator out. I brought this Predator turret out. I brought my Eliminator party bus out. I sent my Incursors to grab the objective, do mortal wounds and stuff. And essentially, I brought a few tanks out to see the Void Dragon. I shot some mortal wounds into him with the Incursors, with the grenade strat and stuff. Shot one Predator and killed the Void Dragon. With one Predator. With one Predator. Hey, Faces and Bases, thanks for becoming a member. Been a member for a month even. The best month of content of my 35-year hobby. Thanks so much, bud. Really appreciate you. Thank you, man. So I moved my entire army out into a dangerous position to kill a Catan, and the first Predator killed him. If I'd known the first Predator would have killed him, half my army would have stayed further back and just let the infiltrators do their thing. But it did. But there you go. So in return, the Monolith disappeared off the board, came back down, blew up my Impulsor party bus, which is very sad. I kind of wish I'd held that back a little bit longer. But yeah, I was tempted to bring it down and assassinate in this mission, but I ended up not taking it. I ended up going for tactical. I think bring it down is quite tough against Catans, and also the Monolith in Hypercrypt can get a 4-up in Vun. So I kind of had to like gamble whether I was going to go for the Monolith and try and get rid of it, or try and kill everything else and just let the Monolith do its thing and just take it on the chin. Because the Monolith's good, but it's inconsistent. It can't like split fire and kill like 4 tanks. It can pick up a Gladiator or Predator equivalent every turn. But I don't think you can go, oh yeah, I'll put 2 Death Rays there, 2 for Death Rays there, and pick up 2 tanks. I don't think it's consistent enough for that. But essentially what happened was the Wraiths came over and charged me here and tried to kill the Predators. It didn't kill either of them, and then they essentially fell back and just shot the shit out of that unit. The Monolith dropped somewhere around here, I think. I think these measurement sticks here are my 12-inch denial for his Monolith, because the interesting thing about the Monolith is obviously you have a stratagem, but also the Monolith's main ability is you can deep strike a Monolith, and then a unit of yours that's in reserve or on the board that has deep strike can disembark from the Monolith, ignoring the 9-inch deep strike denial of a normal unit. So how the Monolith works and how we saw it on the LVO live stream is the Monolith deep strikes 3 away, and then a unit disembarks within 6 and ignores any of those restrictions, so it can get right in your grill, kill stuff with lone up, be on objectives, etc. Just ignore. They just disembark. But what's quite interesting is the unit doesn't disembark. It sets up within 6. So we looked at the rules and we worked out that because they are being set up from the Monolith, they are essentially deep striking with no measurement limitation. So because they are essentially deep striking, we realized that the infiltrators actually deny disembarks on a Monolith, which is actually really hype. So the infiltrators deny the Monolith getting within 12, but they also deny the unit getting any closer as well. Because that's the big tactic of Hypercrypt at the minute, is to take a Monolith, deep strike it, and then let a 10-man Immortal unit walk onto objectives and kill everything on it. Or even if they don't kill everything on it, they're all like OC2 with characters and stuff like that. And just be really annoying. Which again, why I think infiltrators with Robots Librarian are crucial, because they would have died turn 1 if he had the chance. They didn't die in the end because he couldn't target them, because every time he deep struck, he was 12 inches away, so he can't target them. But I think they would have been priority number 1 if he had the chance. But I think that's like super interesting. I'm pretty sure that's correct because it says they are set up within 6, especially with the stratagem. Because that also denies the other stratagem that Hypercrypt has. So essentially, when you if you target a unit and kill a model, that unit can then spend 1 CP to be removed from the battlefield and teleported to the monolith for safety. I can't remember what it's called, but you guys might know in chat. If you do, just pipe up so I can just refer to it. But that is like something that you can like watch out for, and it's hard to play against Necrons because what you have to do is focus fire, and now they have a stratagem in Hypercrypt to disappear when you target them and kill one, which is very annoying. Is it Dimensional Corridor? No. Is it Entropic Damping? No. What's it called? Hyperphasic Recall? That's it. Hyperphasic Recall. Your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase just after an enemy unit is shot or fought. One infantry unit from your army that had one or more of its models destroyed as a result of the attacking unit's attacks and one friendly monolith. Remove your infantry unit from the battlefield and set it back up anywhere in the battlefield that is wholly within 6 inches of your monolith model and not within engagement range. So because it's being set up within 6, you can turn off that teleport as well. Because you go, one infiltrator, I'm going to go near your monolith. They can't hold it set up within 6 because I'm basically denying 12 inches. So you can't use that stratagem either. So, guys, put infiltrators in your list. If you play Space Marines, they are crucial in more and more matchups, especially with Tau getting 3 deep strike now as well when that codex officially releases. Infiltrators are absolutely crucial, I think. So, anyway, I thought that was quite interesting. So yeah, this is me, Chris, and his twin brother, Matt. Matt's actually played on stream as well. He played his Tyranids on stream with the new codex, if you remember. And obviously this is Chris. We went to Atlanta together, which is really fun. Chris actually beat me. It was actually really close, though. As you can see, it was a 79-91. We both smashed each other in primaries. We both did really close. Like, Chris didn't get anything turn 1. I got, like, the big 8 because I killed the Void Dragon turn 1. Cheeky. So yeah, we both drew on primary. It was just secondaries that basically won. He just managed to play the mission a bit better than I did because he put Bring It Down in homers. Bring It Down, most people take against that list because it's 10 tanks, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, I took cards, and I think I wish I'd taken something like homers and like maybe Bring It Down. Maybe if I'd taken something like homers and cleanse, I could play that quite well. But it was sweep and clear. It was sticky objectives, and both of us forgot, so we just stopped playing sweep and clear. But it's supply drop, purge the foe, sweep and clear, and crucible of battle, I think it was, or some sort of some corner deployment. But this was a great game. Again, it was really close. Like, what, 12 points in it, which I'll take. Cruz is a great player. Obviously, going to 1-1-2 after the first day is kind of annoying because I wanted to go 4-1. But I would not change it for the world to lose to the 2 people I did, because I think we all 3 of us, like in 2 separate games, in both games, we both played to our best ability, and we both played it like champions. And I think we both, in both games, we all learned a lot, which is really cool. So yeah, I lost 2 games on the first day. However, I felt like I took a lot away from it, and I had a great time anyway. So that's like kind of like the important bit. So, but yeah, so Chris did really well, and he took me down in round 3 as well. And then, like, I'm going to talk about my next 2 games. I'm going to have to be quick about it because I want to get to an interesting conversation as well. But like round 4, I played against a guy called Lawrence. He was running Death Guard. He had like 30 Plague Marines with 3 Biologies Putrefiers. He had Typhus. He had 6 Death Shroud. This was an interesting one because it was 6 objectives for Scorched Earth. So that's the one where you can do an action and burn objectives. And it was corner deployments again. It was like the... is it Crucible of Battle? It's from this point, this corner to the middle. And this one, you could hold objectives from behind walls in the middle. This deployment was quite tight because you couldn't actually get through these 2 buildings with anything bigger than like a 50 mil base, I would say, through this gap here. And then you're kind of like shuffling through a lot of the terrain. Like from here, though, you get loads of line of sight straight down the center of the board. But like trying to go through the buildings with vehicles is quite tough. So anything bigger than what I had would really struggle, you know, like a Like a Lieben Rust with sponsons would probably struggle. Like Bane Blades or anything like that would be crazy hard to move around. But from the bottom up here, you can get loads of line of sight. But Lawrence was really great. We had a great game together. Again, he was like basically just holding this objective with loads of stuff. So I was just like, right, I'm off, lads. I'm going up this way. I think I took Assassinate and Bring It Down in this mission. Let's have a look at the score. Yeah, I took Assassinate and Bring It Down. Now, he had loads of characters, and he's got the 3 biologists, and they just want to go out and spam grenade strats. So I was like, if I take Assassinate, he'll have to hide them, which means I'll struggle with the score. However, what I could do is force him to hide those characters so he doesn't come and throw all grenades at me. Because, like, a lot of the Death Guard anti-tank at the minute is just to throw loads of mortal wounds at you. You know? Biologist, the grenade guy, basically lets you use a grenade stratagem for free, and then you can use it again. So essentially, each unit will do it twice, once per game. But they obviously can do it once per turn with any unit with grenades, but that he does it for free, and then the same unit does it again. So it's 12 dice, so you're doing an average 6 mortal wounds. And then they've got loads of weapons, so they just charge you as well. But he took Homers and Bring It Down. I took Assassinate and Bring It Down. I think I outscored him with Bring It Down and Assassinate only just. But the big swing was the primary as well, because I managed to burn one of the objectives. And then he burned one as well. But then I ended up charging him. In that last picture, you might see my gladiators going for his objective, because they charged onto his objective, shot the shit out of a play burst scroll on the objective, and then took objective off him. And that got me that extra 5 points on the primary. So, why does your side say unknown faction? Because I know what my faction is. I don't need to put it in. I was using Ironstorm. Can't be the same unit. It has to be a different unit for the free one. Does it? Yeah, maybe. Anyway, maybe that's interesting. Maybe that's quite interesting. Yeah, I don't know if the same unit can do it twice, but I think he was. I wasn't too fussed. I wasn't too bothered. They can use it for free, even if another unit has already used it. So yeah, maybe. But a lot of the time, because he's got 3, he had 2 next to each other, so I wasn't too concerned. But maybe he was using both at the same time. It doesn't matter, to be honest. I mean, he had 2 together most of the time, so maybe he used one and then used a free one and then rolled them at the same time. Or maybe he did use it twice on the same unit. Either way, something to watch out for, I guess, for that one. So I took Fixed day 2. I actually took Fixed twice. Last game I played against Kieran. He was also running Ironstorm, but he was running the new Dark Angels version without the Talon Master. So it was double Storm Raven, double Redemptor, 2 Gladiator Lancers, a Predator Annihilator, the Dark Shroud to give out cover, but he had a Tech Marine for lethal and the blanking damage, so the other relic that most people take. I didn't take the blanking damage because I feel like I have a lot more list redundancy compared to needing that. And I think the advance and charge, advance and shoot, and fall back and shoot is actually a lot better purely because it makes your list a lot faster, especially on these weird terrain types, which I'd actually never played on. I've not played on these updated formats. But as you can see, this was 6 objectives as well. He actually went first, which is really scary. Storm Ravens are quite scary because they're quite quick and they can get a lot of angles because they can poke their wings over buildings. But essentially what he does, he's got 2 Storm Ravens and they drop Redemptors down turn 1. So he went first. He tried to go for one of my Predators with these Storm Ravens because the Storm Raven wing here, he was hiding behind this building with Obscuring, but then using his wing to shoot missiles at this Predator down here. But I actually got really lucky and he didn't manage to kill him, which was nice. And I responded by killing a Storm Raven and a Redemptor turn 1. And then I think I half damaged this one as well. So his next turn, he moved his Storm Raven up to here. Because I was basically, what I was doing, I was hiding. But because the Storm Ravens are so big, I could get the angles on the Storm Ravens, but hide from the Predator and the 2 Gladiator Lancers. We discussed it after the game, I think. I think Kieran should have put the 2 Lancers in reserve because they didn't really do much throughout the entire game. Because I always put 3 Gladiators in reserve just because I don't have enough room to put 10 down each time. So I put them in strategic reserve so I can arrive on a board edge, because if you look, between the deployments, there's lots of terrain, but any board edge, there are wide open gaps on every side. So on this type of terrain, you can just drop a tank and see something usually that you want to see. And the Reapers are really good at picking up scoring units. So obviously get sustained 2 with their Gatling cannon that's re-rolling wounds and dev wounds as well. So they can like arrive and just obliterate a scout unit or something like that. And just pick up infantry units for fun, you know? So yeah, if you're playing on these type of missions, you feel like you've got a lot of vehicles and stuff, then use reserves because you can just plonk them anywhere. You can pretty much see anything you like. So, and then we got another picture. This is like the other angle. As you can see, I got my party boss. I got my two Lancers. They came in really clutch because the Storm Ravens have -1 damage. He's got blank damage nearby as well, which is really cheeky. And he's got stealth. So this Storm Raven was pretty protected. This one on the right-hand side, I managed to take down turn 1 because he was out of range of the cover and it was out of range of the blanking damage. So I focused on the 2 units that I could actually kill. And yeah, I thought this was I think this was probably going to be a first turn game, but I think I got quite lucky with like some cover saves and armor of contempt on this first Predator. So he managed to survive. So I managed to heal him up throughout the game. And I managed to take down a Storm Raven and a Redemptor turn 1. Like, Kieran came in and killed quite a bit turn 2, but because he had less assets and I had less assets to deal with, I managed to pick those up and then I ended up getting the win because I went for homers and teleport homer and bring it down, and he went for the same as well. We basically scored, I think he scored more. Yeah, he scored more in the secondary, but I denied him primary because then I started shooting his units off the objectives because of my Valiant Reapers coming in and killing the little units, the little infantry units he had holding the objectives because they came in from reserve. So I kind of like forced the issue on primary and ended up winning there, but for a 90-68 win. But he was really nice. He was really, really fun to play, and I had a great time with him. And that's my 5 games at the Manchester GT. Now, I actually placed, it was a 270 player event, and I actually placed so far down, 105th. 105th, as you can see. Oh, no, wait, 100 and... Where did I place again? 108th? 108th, there we go, no, 105th, I lied. So I placed 108th because obviously I got like a quite low loss round 2. Now, a lot of people got low loss round 2 or low win round 2. But I placed 108th overall out of 270 players. Now, look, I want to talk about something now, okay, about this event. And it's actually not really about the people running it. Like, there is some stuff that happened on Saturday. I don't have enough information to know exactly what's gone on. All right, so I'm not really going to talk about that. However, I've done this in the past, right? You might remember when I went to Warhammer Fest. I played 3 games, and I lost one. Round 3 against Tony Chu. Great game. He was playing GSC. I was playing Iron Hands. He outplayed me. He made my fucking building in my deployment zone horrible because he was playing GSC and he had that excavation thing, and I just struggled. Anyway, I lost round 3 at the Warhammer Fest. And now I don't normally, but I did drop from the event after I lost. The reason being is because I was at Warhammer Fest. Georgie was there, all the friends were there, loads of other content creators were there, and I wanted to go hang out with them, you know? And like, I felt bad. I was like, because I've always like criticized people for dropping. But on the other hand, I'm always like, if you don't want to play an event, no one can force you. If you can't be bothered anymore, no one can force you. At the end of the day, if you don't want to play, you don't have to play, you know? And that's fine, you know? Like, at the end of the day, if someone buys a ticket to something and then doesn't use it, like, that's like, it's just whatever, you know? It's just whatever. And yes, I'm Joey, I'm cooking now. I am cooking. It's tea time, that's what we'll say. However, when it's like 1 or 2 people, I think that's probably fine. You know, like if it's 1 or 2 people are like, you know what? I'm going to call it. I can't be bothered. Now, I'm sure there's more information, but they haven't said anything. Now, supposedly there was a situation and there was supposedly a big walkout. However, it doesn't look good when a lot of the top players who go to these events all lose a game on the Saturday and drop on the Sunday, you know? Now, I'm not going to call any particular names, but what I am going to do is look here and see all of these people who play 5 games and scroll to see if we see anyone who didn't play 5 games, you know? again, there's probably quite a few people, especially when we get to the lower levels in the 200s, you know? And, like, I think if it's, like, 1 or 2 people, it's probably fine. It's probably okay. But when it's, like, the same team all walking out after the one day and like, having a loss in their winning record, it becomes a little bit interesting. And, like, whilst I'm not calling these people out directly, I'm not like, well, this team's all knobheads because they walked off after the first day. Supposedly there's a situation, they haven't made an announcement, they just said they didn't want to go back publicly, you know? Publicly, they said they didn't want to go back, they wanted to focus on other things. Again, I can't say, hey, you know, you've bought a ticket, you have to play all 5 games. However, when, like, 17, 18 people, I think I counted, dropped out on the Saturday and didn't bother turning up on the Sunday, it starts raising the question, in my opinion, is that right? Is that right? You know? Like, where do we stand? Where do we stand? Now, there might be a reason, but again, publicly, the reason was, you know what, we're going to go do something else instead. Okay? Publicly, that's what's been said. You know, I'm not like trying to take stabs at like a team in particular, because obviously there's multiple teams that all I've done is scroll through the event, you know? It's all public information. All I've done is scroll through. But like, I think it's a bit of a bad look when so many people all drop out on a Saturday. And then it's like, what is the expectation of a tournament? Is the expectation of going to a tournament, well, I'm only going to make, if I don't make top 10, what's the point in playing? If I don't make top 20, what's the point? You know? You know? Like, ultimately, no one can stop you leaving. That is, like, your choice. It's whatever. It's all on you. If you want to leave, that is fine. Because you don't want to be there, because you got other things, you got better things to do. The thing is, it affects the entire event. Like, someone who's 2-1 should be playing someone who's on 2-1, but then loads of people who are on 2-1 have dropped, so like all the pairings are going to get messed up. So everybody who should be playing one particular person is now no longer playing that particular person, is playing someone else. Now all the pairings are random. You might play someone who dropped, you might not have going to play someone who's dropped. But I also don't think it's a good look when like 10% of the people playing in the event drop out after the first day. That's like really, really high, you know? That's like really, really high. And I feel like it kind of leaves... It kind of just doesn't... I'm trying to find the word. I'm very ill, so finding the word is difficult. I feel like it like doesn't make like the culture of the event look very good. Now, I don't know if it's just because it's this event because of a particular thing that happened. And I don't have any evidence. All I've done is seen that there's like 20 people that have all dropped at the same time. And it looks a bit weird, you know? And I just think, yeah, like, maybe because I don't attend these types of events very often, maybe I've missed it. Maybe there's like a bit of a negative culture around these events of like, well, if I'm not going to be playing in the top 10 for round 5, then what's the point in being here? You know? You know, I feel like you can look at a lot of it. And again, I don't want to be sat here just calling out a particular team. I don't think this is them in particular. I think this might be like an overall culture of maybe 40k events as a whole, or these types of events. You know, these particular types of like, well, I'm not going to make the top 10, so what's the fucking point? I'll just go and do something else. And again, like, you know, like, if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm just like, 20, like 10, it's a 270 player event and 20 people dropped. Again, like I've been to events, I've dropped. You know, at the end of the day, I've dropped from an event after losing a game. I'm not here to be like, oh, mightier is thou, you know, or whatever. Holier than thou, I'm better than you because I've never dropped. I've dropped from an event from losing a game. But I was at Warhammer Fest. So, like, there's my cope. Like, I was at Wargaming. Oh, my friends were there. My girlfriend's there too. You know, like, I've done it, but I just think, like, 20 people? Oh, my God, what's going on? You know, I feel like there's something there. And maybe people don't want to go into it. Maybe people do want to go into it. They don't have a platform. I reached out to a few people that were there. I tried to get some information. There was, like, allegedly cheating of something, you know. I've seen Gareth Jones has just posted something. Let me just quickly catch up because I quickly glanced. Basically, I dropped after having 2 cheaters back to back. I mean, that's not going to be very good. But then again, where's the TO support, you know? Like, what's going on there? Which is, like, an interesting one, you know, I think. If that is the case, Gareth, then I am very sorry that you had to play 2 cheaters back to back. Why is there a culture where they think they can get away with it? You know, like, is that okay? No, obviously not. What's being done about it? Maybe you didn't want to go back because you felt like you couldn't do anything about it. Why not? Maybe that's an issue, you know? So, I totally understand. Like, in that particular situation, I also wouldn't want to play any more games because I've been screwed over for 2 games. But I do think, like, again, if it's like one case of, like, you know, like, why aren't they doing something about it? But then for, like, 20 people to drop, did everybody get cheated against for 2 games and then drop? Definitely interesting. And I like, if there's a reason, then I think people should be public about it, you know? And then it should be like, I think if there's, like, a bad culture at a tournament, then people should be public about the bad culture, because the only way to stomp out a bad culture is to call it out, I think, personally. You know? Personally, that's what I reckon. But if that's not the case, if it's just kind of like, well, I can't be arsed now because I can't win, I think that's, like, a really bad attitude, in my opinion. You know? We'll say there's very few judges, only 3 to 4. Yeah, like, I do think they probably didn't have enough judges at the event. I think the people who are judging were doing the best they could, you know. Again, personally, biased to include. 2 of the judges I would say I'm friends with, you know. 2 of the judges I'm quite comfortable with. I would chat to them, you know, I'll go to the bar with them. I think they did the best they could, but there's only 2 of them. Like, what's going on? You know. Best parking of any event I've been to. Fair enough. How many event staff did we have? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and take shots and be like, well, I did this, so they should do that. I don't think that's very fair of me. I'm gonna talk about this event I experienced, and I am gonna say tickets to my events are on sale right now. Okay, that's all I'll say. So maybe there wasn't enough judges. And again, Gareth has said there's people cheating. Maybe why is he not getting the support for that? You know, why are people not getting called out? But again, like why 20 people all dropping from the same event round after the first day, in my opinion, is a little bit shit. Not only for the people in the event, because, like, if they were doing strength of schedule, because, like, sorry Decnal, sorry, you're just here when I was scrolling. Like, there is strength of schedule. Maybe people care about that. Maybe you don't. It's actually not part of the rankings. It doesn't actually matter. Overall, if I'm going to an event and I'm like, hey, there's 280 people here, or 271 people registered, I really need the points of that many people to do well so I can get onto the ITC rankings or whatever. And then 20 people drop it to a 250 event. That affects every single person at the event, because then they don't count for the ITC rankings as far as I'm aware. Because if they didn't complete the event, then it'll only take the people actually completing the event, because that's the competition. Because if you drop from the competition, you just get crazy shit like what happened when a certain someone won the ITC after playing an Ironman, where there was 100 people registered and only 40 of them played. You know? More shit. There were 8 people with 5, but only 4 could play round 6. Yeah, like, I also, with these big events, I think it's pretty crap that so many people go home without a proper prize when they've gone undefeated. But if you don't like it, why are you going? You know what I mean? That's like something you like need to be aware of. If you don't like something an event does, like, vote with your money, in my opinion. Just catching up with the chat, guys. 2 judges for 270 people. I think there was, what, 3? 3, maybe 4? I don't think that's enough. If they're running the bar as well, running the bar and judging 270 players, I think that's a little bit crazy. Okay, so maybe that's what it says, is the way the points are sorted needs looking at. If I want to bail, I don't think I should feel pressured to play. I agree. But what sort of culture is being bred where 20 people all drop out because they don't want to play? Like, why don't they want to play? You know? And I feel like it's a little bit more, I feel like it's a little bit more than just what's been publicly said, you know? Well, we're all doing a team event, so we're going to do something else. I feel like there's more there. I don't think they want to come out and say it, but I feel like if there's a problem, they should. You know? So, I'm not going to sit here and be holier than thou and say no one ever should drop for an event if they don't want to. They should play all 5 or 6 or 7 games. But again, like, I've dropped in the past, you know? I'm not going to... I can't sit here and criticize an individual person. I'm asking the question of, like, what culture is, like, that spawning? That doesn't look very good. Why is it happening? You know? Because ultimately, if you're going to a weekend of tournaments, maybe you probably just want to go and have some games, you know? If you're only going to win, I don't think that looks very good. But I also don't know if that's the reason, you know? It was basically 1 judge per 45 tables, and the day 1 situation meant 1 judge per room. Yeah, that wasn't good. That's not good. It's just, I don't think that was enough judges, to be honest. I don't think there was enough staff for it. You know? I think a lot of the time you'll probably find at, like, big events like these where you've got a lot of complaints. A lot of the event is carried by the fact there's lots of cool people there. It's one of those, it's like everybody's there because they want to have a good time and they meet all their friends and have a chat. But then, like, the event is just kind of like the medium to be there. Personally, again, like, I like to think I like to run good events. And I like to push the bar for that. And I'd like to think the medium of going to an event is also a benefit of going to the event. But I also don't want to just say, like, haha, my event's good and this one's bad. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to ask the question, what's going on? You know, what's happening? I've dropped before. I've never expected to get close to winning, but sometimes you just had your fill of 40k in a weekend. Yeah, like, if it's 1 or 2 people, fine. But 20 people dropped. I feel like that's, like, quite interesting because 10% of the event, or almost 10% of the event dropped. I feel like that's very weird.
£4.99 from Ginger Steve. If the judges are barmen, should I be able to shout a judge to get table service?
Yes, you should.
3 beers, please.
Thanks for the 5, Steve. Really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Also, Louis Thompson Greg, thank you so much for the 14 months of being a member. I really appreciate it, buddy. That's very kind of you. Maybe that hooker they were sharing was really, really good. Maybe. Sometimes you just aren't having fun. This isn't working the way you thought it would. It's had to go and chill out ahead of the week of work. That's me, that I ain't winning ever. Again, Loki, I'm not calling you out personally. I also appreciate your opinion of why you didn't want to go back, like day 2, or if you didn't go back day 2. I don't know if you actually said you did drop, but I also appreciate that sometimes things happen, you just don't want to be there. Like, again, I've done it in the past. I'm not saying you're a bad person or whatever. I'm not saying anyone we've looked past in particular is a bad person, but it's just, I don't know if that is just like oh, my list didn't work, so I'm going home. If there's so many people dropping. I think that's weird. So. Not enough judges, but they found me quick enough to bollock me for having fun. That was also interesting as well. Magoo called a war, and I don't know if you've ever been to a tournament, chat, but if you played near an orc player, you usually know when they call the war. And Magoo called a war during the first round and was told off for it, which I also thought was a bit strange. I didn't particularly agree with that because we are just playing toy soldiers. It is a bit of fun. So, oh, I've gone. I've had enough, chat. I'm out. I'm back. Hello. I've heard it's far more common in the US where big prizes are there to win. People will drop if they have no shot. Well, none of these events have big prizes. It's just ITC points, you know? 20 people dropping is a sign of either bad games, bad TO, bad organising, bad sportsmanship, bad rules combination of all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, like, that's quite a lot. It's quite a lot for a 40k event. Oh, is it a golden ticket event? Okay. Mikey, to your opponent, my tournaments aren't like this. You should come to my one. I don't ever say that. Maybe you're changing to a more gaming Magic the Gathering type vibe as a community. Standard has definitely got higher. Yeah, exactly, Tank. Like, is that the vibe that we're going for? Is that the sort of vibe we want to go for? You know, if it's that many people being like, well, fuck it, I can't win, so I'm out. Is that sort of the attitude that we are happy to spawn? You know, like. Is that something that we want to breed? You know, or is that something we should be like, maybe you shouldn't drop out just because you lost. Maybe we should all just have fun and play games. But again, you can't force anyone to stop. If they want to go, they're off. I would never be like, if someone will be like, I'm going to drop Mike. I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm like, yeah, thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, we didn't do anything wrong that made you leave. If you're just going because you can't be arsed anymore, then whatever. Again, like, I'm not going to sit here and say that you're not allowed to leave. I just think that if the attitude is, I've lost the game, I can't win, I'm going home, I don't think that's a very good attitude, in my opinion. I think that's very, quite what is on the outside looking in a Magic the Gathering type, like, super win, cutthroat, win or I'm out type event, you know? Where they all stayed at the same place, got together at the end of the in the bar at the end of the day. I complained about XX, then just decided them screw this place. They all dropped on the way out of the event because I was next to one of the players that did drop, and they did. So I don't know. I got no idea. Unless most of those people are part of the same team, then it's a conspiracy. Yeah, if they're all part of the same team, it's a bit of a conspiracy. Sure, there's a different standard for teams than Joe Rando. I think they have a rep to think about. Yeah, like, especially when, like, one of the best player in the world, you know, drops after day one. Like, why? What's going on? We all stay there. Oh, I've read that one. My apologies. There's a reason I like to stick to Saturday RTTs now. If I'm not enjoying myself, it's fine. Tournament's done in 3 games. Again, like, if you don't want to play, that's fine. I'm just like, why is 20 people dropped? What's going on? So, Jamality, on paper, he is. He won the World Championships. So, anyway, I'll keep digging on this story. I've done a little bit of digging today. I'm waiting for some responses from some people, but publicly, there's been nothing. And I'm sure if there is something, I'll find it out, because that's what I'd like to do. There are no side events now, Louis. It's just a gym hall with 40k tables in it. That is literally it. And some kebab bars outside. Kebab vans. It's very basic of the basic, I would say. But Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. I thought that was an interesting thing. Sadly, I don't have an answer why. And publicly, there is no answer why. The only answer they've got is, we were going to go do something else. That's more fun. You know? They got hooked by the handball. There's no handball on Sunday. What can I say? No handball on Sunday. Why won't you go down? Oh, Godzilla is away. Damn it, Godzilla. I love this table, but sometimes it randomly captures on literally anything. Like a teddy bear, and it'll like, no, I'm not going down, mate. I actually think there are more bad opponents lurking in the middle tables than the top ones. I think that trope is probably right. I think I've had probably like harder, more difficult social interactions in mid tables and top tables. But like at the end of the day, like, if you don't want to be there, you don't want to be there. That's fine. But also, I think people can be like, I think because I was talking to people about it. Some people brought it up to me at the event. And like one comment was like, I feel disrespected because am I not good enough to be an opponent for this person? And I was like, you know, like that like really speaks to me, because like this person is just trying to compete. They're not like a 5-0 player. They're not a 4-1 player. They're a 3-2 or a 2-3, etc. And then they said like, when so many people like that drop, do they feel like they're too good to play against someone like me on the next day? They just want to go and play their mates instead. And maybe that's just them personally. I just thought that was quite an interesting comment as well. Like, is that a common thought process of like, these players think they're better or too good to play against me, and I don't have a chance. I'm going to play someone else and have a good time. But like, why wouldn't they want to play against someone like me? Because they want to go do something else, you know? Maybe that's just that one person. Maybe. I was just very surprised to see that many people drop. So obviously either something's happened or is this normal? If it's normal, I'm a bit like, oof, yikers. That's not a community I want to foster, you know? If it's not normal and it's like because something's happened, then fair enough. Let's find out what's happened. But yeah, an interesting one, definitely. Definitely an interesting one. So, and I thought I'd bring it to light. I thought I'd mention it because I thought it was I thought it was an interesting conversation to have. When I was younger and playing on the Pro Tour a couple of times for Magic the Gathering, I will admit I had the mindset a few times, what's the point of playing these people? Yeah, it's like, honestly, like, I can understand why you might have that thought process, but also, it's just like a bit of a shitty one to have. But also, being out all day Sunday for a commitment for something that you're not too bothered about because you were like, I'm going to go win the event, and now I can't win the event. I also understand why you might not be bothered. But also, like, yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting point. It does take away the chance for more casual players to play a star if they drop. Yeah, like exactly. But then on the flip side of that comment, which I think is a valid thought to have, on the flip side, no one's there to be like an attraction. You know what I mean? Like no one should be there going, well, I have to be here because people might want to play against me, and I have to be there for their entertainment. That's not really fair on them, because at the end of the day, everybody's like on the same playing field. Everyone's a customer essentially, and that no one is like being sold as an attraction and being like, come to this event because you might be able to play against X, Y, and Z. Unless that is the attraction, then they definitely shouldn't leave. But like, if you're not being paid to be there, it doesn't matter if you don't play against someone, because ultimately everyone's there on the same playing field. Everyone's on the same level. But you shouldn't expect to have to play against people just because you are X, Y, or Z. But I also think it's interesting because you have that that thought process from from a couple of people at the event, you know. I don't think it's a good mindset. It's young and dumb. Yeah, that's an interesting one, especially when I remember the Magic cheating scandal in Manchester a few years ago. Guy just wanted to play the better players was the excuse. Yeah. So I just think it's a bit of an interesting one. That's all. I just think it's a bit strange. 10% of players dropping from day 1 to day 2 is a really normal in North America. I guess it's because I don't play that many big events actually anymore. And I only really run them, and I don't get that many. I get like 2. 2, which is like what? 2%. You say that, but some people work very hard to be attractive. I do work hard. This comes easy though. Come play the guy who plays 20 above me. You should have inside Super All Stars that they have the chance to play me. I should, yeah. So they are happy to come to the event and take the glory only if they win. If they don't win, they don't want the glory of sharing the part of the event. Yeah, like that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting. I'm gonna try and chase down and see if I get more information, and maybe I can come back with some more info. But I thought that was an interesting point. Anyway, I don't want to call them out in particular because it's not just them, but like obviously they were like a big showing of it, so it doesn't look good. So. Throwing the toys out of the pram vibe. It does read very that, but we don't have the context. There might be more context, but again, the only context I've got is what they've said publicly, and what they've said publicly, in my opinion, is a bit of a shit excuse. To be honest, I think it's a bit like, well, we can go do something else instead type vibe, you know. So anyway, I don't want to just sit here and slander anyone. That's not really the point of the conversation. The point of the conversation is, what sort of vibe is that? Should we be fostering it? And I think it's probably not really. It's not common in Europe and less common in the UK. Getting 100% attendance in an event in North America and all-round play is like once a year, honestly. Interesting. What not to do at 4K Super Major? Drop out. There you go. I'm glad you noticed the title. What not to do is drop out in droves. On the flip side, they might also play so much 4K. It's a bit of a burnout prevention where you play competitive all the time. Practicing can be draining. Yeah, true. I think I've probably said as much as I can about the situation. I think it's just a little bit of a weird one, you know? A little bit of a weird one. And I didn't want to spend too much time on it. I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't want to spend ages on it. Because again, I don't want to just sit here and say everyone's a knobhead, because that's not what I'm saying. Again, I've dropped from events in the past. I've only dropped from one event. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I thought that was a bit of like a surprise to me. That's all. You know, like that many people are dropping together. So, did I take any photos of the painter stuff? I didn't, sadly. I'm really sorry, but I didn't. Mikey's a dropout. I am a dropout. Yeah, I said like I dropped when I was at Warhammer Fest. My excuse was I'm at Warhammer Fest. It's not a very good excuse. It's an excuse. But it's just one of the things. Maybe I shouldn't have dropped. Maybe not. Maybe I'm a knobhead for dropping. You can call me a knobhead. Whoever, if you're offended by anything I've said about anyone on this stream tonight, and you're just like, well, you're a fucking dropout anyway, Mikey, that's fine. I am a dropout. I've done it before in the past. But like, you know, like, I just thought it was weird that fucking 10, 20 people dropped out all at once. I've dropped so many events after I literally dropped. Yeah, Lambo, you've got a perfectly good excuse though. You physically dropped from the event, not just like admin wise. Some pics of the Discord. Oh, let's have a look. Holy shit, bruh. I got pics of We've got pics of Big C's beautiful Tau. These are so nice. These towers so good. Anyway, join the Discord. Discord if you haven't already. Oh, somebody's in the wrong tab. There. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at them. Look at how good they are. Let me sort my admin out. Hey, thanks for the gifted. Louis, thanks so much for the gifted. Lone Wolf thing, make sure you say thank you.
Gifted member.
Some Sisters of Battle doing shit. What other tower have we got going on? We've got a Predator Castellan. Is it Castellan it's called? Castigator, not Castellan. Thanks for the pictures, Big C. What else have we got? Just have a quick scroll through. This Riptide is fucking fire. Look at it. Look at it. It's so good. Look at that Riptide. It's so fire. % of people dropping out expected. 10% is really weird for any competitive event. Yeah, so it's like 20 out of 270. I think. So, Magoo got some pictures of the display board. What the fuck? I had no idea this is there. That's so good. I don't think there's like a big fanfare about the painting at UKTC events, to be honest. But that is sick. I love the, I presume this is the Void Dragon. That's so good. Maggie, someone looking to get into tournament scene next year, would you recommend going to smaller tournaments first? Yeah, I would recommend going to like a 50-person event first, just to get you like get your toes wet, you know. Maybe a one-dayer if possible, but like yeah, get your toes wet first before you go to a big massive one. I would recommend. We got some more from Magoo. Got some Grey Knights, like some like concept Grey Knights by the looks of it. Got like the red undershadows. They look really nice. I love the freehand on the shield there. That's cool. That's not a cereal box, chat. Shut up. And then I think these are Jack tights. Because we had these on stream. I recognize the bases. They were really nice. There's some good ones usually in Sutton Ashfield. I would recommend, if you want to come to a good little tournament, then come and hang out at the Sanctuary events with me. We've got one in April, one in November. They're good little events to get warmed up at. But you will be ruined. You'll be like, wow, this is such a good event. No one can do any better. We got Ben. Me and Ben, we used to play 8th edition competitive events together. He just got back into it with his really cool converted Tau gunships. These Tau are really nice. Like Big C's Tau are nice. I know, Big C, I know you're watching. I love you. Your Tau are super nice. But Ben's are really nice as well. I love these little conversions he's done to make them look like proper little grav tanks. So yeah, he's really cool. He's a really nice bloke as well. We go way back. I got some Chaos Knights. Converted Chaos Knights. They look cool. I like the extra shoulder pads on their feet. They look quite nice actually. What else we got? Oh, I think they did single miniature competition as well. So that's like one of the Grey Knights. Oh, here it is. The Redemptor with an electric guitar. What the fuck? You got the guy playing the saxophone on the bass as well. That's so sick. Excuse me. That's so sick. That's so cool. That's really nice. That's very, very cool. That town model in the back of the previous pic. I can't believe Magoo didn't take a picture of Big C's Arvana. That's Big C's Arvana out of focus and blurring. Good job, we've got it. A half picture of it here. Big C's arm is fucking gorgeous though. So good. So good. Anyway, chat. It's been fun. It's been emotional. I really appreciate you hanging out. But sadly, our time this evening has come to an end. I'm afraid that tonight is the end of the evening of streaming. I hope you've had fun, though. It's been good. I think we've had some good chats. You know? I think we've had some nice chats. I think we've been able to, you know, get our thoughts across without insulting anyone in particular. That's kind of like what we need to do. But at the end of the day, it's only the end for today. Because we'll be back Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning for the morning news. Where I'm sure we'll have some news from around the tabletop industry. You know? We'll have a little bit of news and we'll have a little bit of a big thanks to Congress Stewie for the 5 gifted. Thank you so much, Congress Stewie. Thank you so much, man. Just as we're closing out as well.
Gifted member.
But I'm sure we'll have some hot, tight gossip tea time on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. every single Wednesday. But this weekend's exciting as well, because I'm actually going to be at the Insomnia Gaming Festival at the NEC in Birmingham. I nearly got it wrong. At NEC in Birmingham, I'll be at Insomnia Gaming Festival. So if you are there, make sure you come and say hi. There's actually quite a large tabletop gaming presence that is picking up there. Two Thin Coats are there. Transatlantic Games with Two Thin Coats are there. There's a load of other tabletop stuff going on there as well. And also, there's like loads of big companies. I've hopefully got some cool things happening. I'm going to be meeting the people of Red Bull. Maybe meeting people at Ubisoft. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But hopefully, I'll be able to live stream from there on Friday if it's still open. I'm not sure what time it shuts on Friday. But Friday evening, if I'm not live, if I'm not live here, I'll probably be live from Insomnia. So that'll be pretty fun. So that's the plan. So whilst it's over tonight, we've also got 2 excellent streams coming up this week. So thank you so much. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you went and checked out my previous video with me and Elliot painting some crew. It's probably one of the best videos I've ever made because it's pretty fucking stupid. And I'd really appreciate it if you went and watched it, because not enough of you have watched it already. So if you've got nothing else to do tonight, then click the link and go watch that video. You literally can't miss it. I've just spammed it in chat 15 times. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. All right. See you Wednesday. I'm